This is the landscape of keyboard sound and feel preferences. Creamy switches are incredibly popular. Tactile switches are incredibly popular, but incredibly, no creamy tactile switch exists. This is obviously a glaring hole in the market, so I went straight to the source, Wano, maker of the creamiest linear switches on the market, to ask them why they never made a tactile version of the popular Sakuras. The answer, it turns out, has nothing to do with engineering. Instead, it has to do with preference, specifically in how the Chinese and Western markets diverge. For what it's worth, most times they converge. Bright and clacky switches are loved everywhere, and so are deep and thougky switches. But tactile switches are more polarizing. See, the Chinese market is the natural testing ground for new switches, and tactiles have just never taken off there. While there are a few exceptions, like the Gateron Type Rs, for the most part, tactiles don't sell in China, so manufacturers are hesitant to invest in them. Let's go back to this Venn diagram. Wano and I agree on the size of the creamy market, but they are severely underestimating how big the tactile market actually is. In fact, our sales and viewership data shows that tactile switches are just as popular as linears, if not more so. Thankfully, after multiple back and forths where I've shown them the data, Wano saw the light and now they've brought the Sakura tactiles to market. So let's get into what actually makes them creamy. We'll put up the sound test in a bit, but my first takeaway is that a big component behind the creamy sound comes down to material. To be more specific, it comes down to a surprisingly simple variable, hardness. Pick a material that's too hard and the switch sounds loud and bright, too soft and it sounds deep and dull. Just like the linear Sakuras, these use a POC top housing, which contributes a slightly hollow character, while the nylon bottom housing, being a softer plastic, adds depth with its naturally deeper sound signature. Stack those two together and you get the ideal balance for a creamy profile. Deep but not muted, warm but not dull, and absolutely not bright or clacky. It's got that satisfying chocolate bar snapping in half sound, and it's almost entirely a function of those two materials playing off each other. But the material blend is only half the story. The same plastic blend can sound completely different from one manufacturer to another, and the reason is the molds. Let me demo two switches that have identical materials on paper, but sound completely different. The difference is quite stark, so molds make a big difference, and they are really expensive. Once a manufacturer commits to a tooling decision, they can't change lanes without burning a huge amount of capital. So most brands play it safe and stick close to whatever sound profile their existing tooling already produces. Wano committed to the creamy lane. Their molds are tuned specifically for this sound profile, and now, for the first time, that tooling is behind a tactile switch. In terms of feel, these tactiles are poppy and lively with a medium strength capital P-shaped bump. I've really come around to these as a new favorite for long typing sessions. They have a distinct medium tactile bump right at the top, but they aren't too heavy to type on for long periods. They hit a nice balance, a notable crisp bump plus a solid bottom out due to its shortened 3.1mm travel distance, and the extended 22mm spring offers a nice bouncy feel. Now take a listen to how they sound. But if you're more interested in the linear counterpart that inspired these tactiles, make sure to check out this video here. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.